Hello, it's Angela with Dogwood Paper Arts. And today we're going to make a couple of zigzag pockets. This is an old pocket. It's been around for a little while. I think I originally saw it over at Gail Augustinelli's, but I'm not sure. So there's a couple of things you can do with these pockets. You can leave them so they pull open, and then you can write in the space. So if you used a piece of plain paper on the inside, you couldn't write on this one, of course, because you couldn't see it. The other thing you can do is you can glue this one and this one closed and leave this open for journaling. Or you can glue it here and here and leave this open for journaling. That's kind of a better way to do it, because then you can glue it down on your paper. And so let's see what that looks like if we glue it. Double-sided paper is good for this fold. Okay, so if we glued it here, in here, and now over here. Boy, it is pouring down rain, you guys. Just pouring. Okay. This is a really nice journaling spot, and it's more hidden this way. But the other thing that you could do is you could glue it here, here, and here on the three sides and leave this open. Or you could glue it here, here, and here and put it on your page like so, and there'd be a place for a journaling card under here as well. So then you would have two tag pockets, a journaling spot, and a hidey spot. So should we make one? Okay. We'll make a couple just so you can see what it's like. And then this is our extra leftover piece, and we'll see what we can do with that. I'll bet there's something we can do with it. Okay, so here is the other half of this one. This is a 6-inch by 12-inch piece of paper. So let's take this 6-inch one, and we're going to score it every 3 inches. So at 3, 6, and 9. Then on one side or the other, depending on which way you want it to go, and if you want it to go the opposite way of this one, we can fold it opposite. Mark this at 2 inches with your pencil, and then over here at this other line, the score line, mark it right there. The last 6-inch score line, the 9-inch score line. Sorry, on the 9-inch score line. Then you're going to put this in your cutter. You're going to line up that 2-inch line down there, way down there, hang on, way down there, 2-inch, with this 3-inch. Okay? And just cut that off at that angle. So there we go. Now, if it has a little extra here, we'll trim that at the end. Then we fold this way, because these are going to be opposites. We hope. We hope. And there we go. They are not opposite. Oopsie daisy. We've got to go this way. Now they should be opposite. Yes. Now they're opposites of each other. So they can go on left and right side of the page. Left side, right side, or whichever direction you want. So let's go ahead and glue this one like we did this one. Or do we want it to be different? Maybe we want it to be 3 tags. Or maybe just 2 tags like that one with journaling. Let's do that. Let's say we want to make a journal that you can journal in. So these could be called zigzag pockets or concertina pockets. I suppose you could call them those. Kind of like an accordion pocket. And then over here, we flip it this way and glue on these 2 sides. This side and this side. So just a quick zigzag pocket there with journaling spots. So if we wanted to put it on our page like this, we would have a pocket here underneath for a journaling card, journaling space, and 2 tags. Or you could even put it on the side of your pocket and put glue here and here and here, and then it would become a tuck spot. So you have those 2 options on that. Pretty cool, huh? So what would we do with this? Well, let's just glue it and see. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it can become something. And then this way. Oh yeah, I already glued that side. Okay, got it. So now we have this cute little pocket. And where's the other one? Is this it? Okay, wanting it to go the opposite way. There we go. Okay, little tuck spot. Now this is just the top piece cut off of that. It's just the little piece we cut off the top of the paper. So now we have a little tuck spot and a little pocket. And you could leave this part, or you could just cut it off and you'd have a tiny little pocket. Okay? So that would give you 4 pockets out of 1 piece of paper. That's pretty good. I like these pockets. I think that they're really nice. This one I had to trim off a little bit. I was off just a little bit on my trimming. So anyway, it did get cut off there. So there are those. Now what else could you do with these? Well, if you wanted, before you glue it down, you could sew down along all of these lines and then fold it up and glue it. So what else can we do? Well, let's once again take these at 3, 6, 9 inches. 3, 6, and 9. And we're making 2 more pockets for our journal. So 3, 6, and 9. Now this time we're just going to fold and fold and fold. Now, sometimes those measurements don't work out well on the, I don't know, on the scoreboard, so you may have to trim a little bit off. And it could be because the paper maybe is a little too big. Don't really know why it does that, but it does. So I'm just going to trim that along there. And instead of gluing it all down this time, I do want to turn it into some journaling space. And I think I'll leave this just as pretty. You know, maybe we could do something right in here that you could write in here. What do you think? But this is an old Zigzag or Concertina pocket as well. Let's see what we can do with it here. Oh, I can use some of it. I'm just going to glue it all down. No, I'm not. I'm actually not. I'm going to make the... Oh, I'm using that for something else. Glad I saw those markings in there. Okay, let's see what we have. Let's use these. I've been trying to use these up. Okay, we're going to leave a little area around them for journaling here. So we have that, and we have that. We need 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Uh-oh. Got some of these going the wrong direction. There we go. All better. Just going to put these in my slicer. I'm going to slice them and dice them, just like so. There we go. And I'll just use the regular glue because I have it out. You probably would want to go around this with a little bit of ink. Isn't that pretty though? It looks really pretty on this paper. So what will I do with these brightly colored pieces? Well, for a long time I've been thinking about my boho journal and using bright colors and stuff like that. So perhaps these will make it to a boho journal this year. I really don't know. I have a lot of the, that's kind of crooked in there. I have a lot of, wait, how did that get so crooked in there? Come out of there. You're going to have to straighten up. You've got to do better than that piece of paper. It was like the more I looked at it, the more crooked it got. Okay. Carefully lining it all up in there. Well, maybe I just cut the paper crooked. I don't really know. I'm sorry, I do not remember what I was telling you. Oh, boho journal. So I do have pieces I've, done in the past that are bright, also from this paper, that I keep thinking I'll make my boho journal, and I have all my ribbons, and the only thing I don't have is I don't have any fabric that would be boho-ish, really. I don't think. I do have ribbon and stuff. I must have cut these crooked. Okay, there's those three. One more crooked one and we'll have it. My cutter, maybe I need a new blade on it. For using titanium blades, boy, I'm sure going through them, they shouldn't go through this fast. Okay, this is a very quick and simple pocket. Now, this is pretty much it. I would like to do something right here, though. What would we do? Put ink on it or paint on it? White paint? Maybe a little bit of, maybe some, gesso. Maybe we'd put gesso on it. Right here. Don't know. I feel like that's what we should be doing. So anyway, quick and simple card. We'll go with that for right now. You would glue this one on two sides, here and here, and it would become a tuck spot back here, right here. And then the rest of it would open up into a nice big journaling spot. And you could journal on both sides. Let's see what we can get in there to make that look like what we want without painting it. Okay, let me get a piece of paper. Okay, so perhaps I would take it from here, tear it down, and tear it up, and then maybe tear it down, and tear it up, down and up. And then we would go from down here. I'm just guessing now that we would do something like this and make this really cool journaling area out of this paper. Because we can modernize it. And we would just glue, glue, glue. Like so. And now we have a little journaling spot. Let's take off some of this extra here. Don't cut your little edge or you'll have a hole in your pocket. I think I cut a hole in it. A little bit up there. And then down here. And then we would fold that again. Oops, I ripped that one, darn it. Darn me. Okay, so then we would have this really cool journaling spot right here. And here we would have something that we could put on the front of our book and put something on it, like, I don't know, I have some Tim Holtz things here. Maybe there's something in here that could go. Oh, you know what it needs is a big orange butterfly on it. I wonder if there's one in here. I don't think so. No. No. You the butterflies or your birds? Oh, look here. We have an owl. We could put an owl on it. Let's do the owl. I like the owl. He's smart and wise like Boho. Yeah, I love it. I do. I love the owl. I think he's cool. There. Oh, yeah. And because it is hooked at this very back one, I would not cut his tail off. I'd just let it hang over. There we go. So now we have these really cool journaling spots. We have a place for a tuck right here. And you could, you know, tear this instead at the front, and it'd be a little smaller, but it would be really edged pretty. So there is that design, and that is made from a 6x12 piece of paper that we just folded like so. And if you wanted one for the opposite paper, opposite pocket, then you would fold it the other direction. And then you could decide if you wanted to do the same kind of thing with it. Or do you want to cut this down a little bit and make a pocket and a pocket and a pocket back here, a stack pocket, kind of like the zigzag pocket. But I think I would do the journaling spot. Yeah, I like the journaling spots. I like that a lot. 3, 4. Okay. Let's try not to get it so crooked this time, Ange. There. And there. Okay. Okay, not getting it all crookedy this time. If you like the holes, you could leave those in and cut it on the other side of the paper, if you have that holy paper. And then once again, glue. That looks better. I think I cut this one better. So these are just some quick cuts to make some quick pockets. You're in a hurry, you got to get your journal done for somebody. It needs a few more pockets because, oops, we miscounted how many we needed. And we can put some really quick ones in just by making these cute little zigzaggers or accordion pockets with lots of journaling space. They really don't take up much space if you use paper that's not too thick. And this is a heavier weight paper, this one, this boho paper, but it's actually not too bad. Okay, so there we go. Now we need to do just this area. Hate to cover that up though. So what do we have here? Maybe we would just cover up the bottom. Maybe we wouldn't cover that part. I kind of like it. Maybe we would just make a front spot like so. Ooh, there's a mushroom on there. We'll leave it. Leave the mushroom. I don't know if your paper will have a mushroom on it or not. This is just one that I had coffee dyed. But I do love that little mark right there. So I'll put that one up there. A little bit of glue back here. Making this one look just a little different. And then if you wanted journaling spots on this side, you could go ahead and put them in. Or perhaps you just would like to add some little butterflies through here or something like that. So let's take a look at our butterflies again. We were working on birds earlier, weren't we? We had an owl on the other one. I mean, if you wanted. Ooh, he's way too giant. We could even use a deer. What would be really cute would be a couple of mice. I don't think I have any mice. Here's a little snail. Sorry, Robin. Here's a little bird hopping through the forest. I told you, we put out acorns or filberts for our, we put out filberts. My husband put out filberts for the squirrel and the scrub jays, the blue scrub jays. Decided that, well, that'd be a mighty fine dinner. And so by the time the squirrel got back, he didn't get any. And I originally said, well, we probably should put out, get the unsalted type peanuts, because the jays love them, and they love to hide them. And so we didn't do that, because the thing with the peanuts is that they can get a bacteria in them and it's still kind of wet. So we didn't do that. Oh, he can't go right there because he folds right there. But he can go here. Okay. So, and then we could have, I don't usually put bugs in my journals, but we could put a bug in there. No, I don't want to. Eee! Scary. Nope. Good enough. There we go. We have a squirrel. And then perhaps we'd want to put a, nope. Maybe just a feather there. Sure, why not? I don't know. This is not a washi. You're not a washi, are you? You're like a gloomy downy. Yep, it's a gloomy downy. Not gloomy, but glue it down. Let's see if it takes the stuff off. There. Alrighty. So, this one is opposite of the other one. Although they should be kind of, no, they're both looking the same direction. Something's happening over that way. I should have made them look at each other. So here we go. We have this one with writing space. Lots of it. And a tuck spot. And this one with a tuck spot. And not as much writing space, but you could still put something in there. So we have some quick little folds for journals. And in this one we have room for writing, so let's put our writing space in before I get out of here. So we'll need 2 of this one, 2 of this one. Whoops, this way. Let's go this way first. And then here. Like that. That one looks crooked. Might have got off on that a little bit. And you probably would want to go around these edges and darken that up just to make it look nicer or more ancient than it is, or perhaps just because you like it better that way. So in here we have this space to write on the left side. And then on the right side we have this one. Like so. And then of course you could cover this part too. And I might as well do that because I will anyway. So while you're here, let's just cover that. I think we'll go from there to here, and from there to there, and from there to here. Okay, let's see if we can do it. Got some really weird cuts there. So my first cut, let's do this one. Where are my big scissors? Back here, hiding. There. And then we take off this one. Oops, this came out. Won't work good that way. There. And right, is that it? Nope, right there. And what did I do with them? Here's one. That'll work. That will do nicely. Okay. So there and there, and here and here. And then, of course, you would need your tags. So you'd have to decide now, would your tags be this color? Or would you go with something a little more brilliant, maybe? I think I would go with something a little brighter, or maybe a little different color. I mean, you could even go with the really bright other paper. That's like too bright. No, that won't do. Oh, isn't that a beauty? Woo. Not that one. Let's look in this one. This is, by the way, K & Company. Perhaps we would use something like this one. It's got the oranges in it while still being a little shade different. That's a little different. Let's go with this. Oh, I love the back on that one too. So here we go. So we need 2 tags and 2 tags. And they can't be very big because, see, they gotta fit inside this pocket. So cut that off right up there. Got to cut off the branding strip. And on the K & Company, if you have them with the holes in them, you have to cut below that, which means it's no longer a 12 by 12. It's more like an 11 and something. Okay, so just be aware of that. Okay, so our first one, we don't need it to be too tall, do we? Maybe we only want it to go to right here. Oh, goodness. Where did it go to? Can't even see it. Oh, right there. Okay. It's invisible. So we want to get 2 of those. There's your other one for another pocket. Another pocket, another day, or for your little pockets. We can cut that. We cut that. And we punch some holes. There we go. We'd put some little things in it, of course. And we have our first little pocket down here, like so. Let's flip this over so you can see it really good. There we go. I'm gonna to finish these a little bit better. I'm gonna 1/4 inch them, not a half, but a 1/4, because it'll look better on this size. There we go. So let's go ahead and put them in this way for now. And then we need to make 2 more. The same width, but maybe a little bit taller. So maybe this time we would just fold it in half and clip off the top a little bit. Let's clip it off this way, it'll be straighter. There. Then we can clip it here and over here. Now these are going to be taller than your pockets, I think. They might be okay. They might be okay. 1/2 inch. Let's go 1/4 of an inch. And of course you would decorate your tags however you see fit. So we have 2 tags. And tons of journaling area there. And a journal card underneath, or a tuck if you use it as a tuck spot. So there we go. And then you would just keep going with your materials here, and you would have your other little tag here for your pocket. Flip that over. There. There. And if you cut it all the way through, it's better, the hole. And then here and here. And then you've got your little pocket with a little tag, and then maybe you would just tuck in maybe just tuck in a big button, or how about one of these? You could tuck in some tickets and just some little tags type things, and then whatever you wanted behind. Oh, like I was going to tell you, if you don't like it up like this, you can flatten it off, cut it flush. But I kind of like it like this. If you were going to make it a tuck behind, like so, you know, glue it here and here. Then you'd have your tag and your tuck and your tuck. So there we go. This is 2 12 by 12 pieces of paper, and we have made 6 items to go into our journal with it. And so there is a lot you can do with these things. Let's get our piece of paper out here. Where is it? Here it is. So here we go. Let's open this up. We have that one and that one. Very cool. And then we have this one and this one. Very cool. And then we have this one. Whoops. This one. I love that one with the owl. And this one with the squirrel. So there we go. 6 great pockets. Some just old, simple folds, and using just a couple sheets of paper, you can really, and some scraps, you can get a lot out of it. So there we go. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope you enjoyed this quick old-fashioned remake of some oldies but goodies. So there we go. Zigzag pockets, accordion, or I can't remember what I call them now. The other pockets. So there you go. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.